Hey, there's greetings again. What's up? Here a little bit. I was doing some housework and stuff like that. Take off your glasses for now. We'll put them up. D-boy, what is it we deal with? We do West Coast Uncensored, right? This is what we're about. We're always here, uncensoring, taking ourselves to the next level of our growth for those who have stepped into next level, right, of consciousness or entering into this field where some certain things have aligned or came into this awakening, what many call, we've called many times the awakening, right? And we're here for you. Thank you for the support on the and I see I got some more subscribers, so that's awesome. Welcome. Please share. And for those who are open and ready and willing and in the place, whether you're just getting into the place to receive this level, because this is coming out of the programming that we've been into, and somebody really having an awakening that things aren't what they thought they were, and then they go through this process and you start waking up and you start taking mental notes as your consciousness starts speaking to you and your awareness increases, and in inputs to you, outputs start flowing in and out, like breathing in and out, right? Like the torus field, back, up, down, and around, right? That flow of energy, which is really around us, not seen by the naked eye. The energies and frequencies and vibrations of this is how this works, right? So we did the five five part series of the. We just finished, and I did the review of it. The review is up. It was put up a little bit ago. Watch that review, please. It reviews the five layered clairvoyant, clairsentience, clairlicence, and all the five of them, that what they reflect and what they do and what their input output was for to you, the knowledge and information they would carry in their cells that's connected to you through your consciousness, DNA activated in you. Your body is like an information center. Yeah, you're like a living, walking information center. They called about, if you've ever heard of the Cassius records, like that. Your body, your DNA is holding these records of you, your ancestors, and the many times you did the flow of back and forth, right, in and out of these matrices or lives, or and the very things that you broaden your horizons as you realize that you're not the one you always look in the mirror, because you're not. You're more than that, because there's other parts of you that is in the conscious parts of where you are even presently, where there's aspects of you are in another reality now. We're getting deep with that one. I can go into that one, but just to backtrack, please watch the five Claras, I call them, the clairvoyance, the clairsentience, the clairalignance, and then I'm not remembering, because some of them I was like really got acquainted with the taste and the smell, right? The information's taste by smelling something and nobody else may taste or smell, but there's a message in it that you receive and are able to interpret or decode, and you know what it means in what's happening in the spiritual or the etherical realm of the consciousness at that time. So yeah. So we're gonna do a word of the day. I've been really busy with things, connecting with different aspects, which you could even see now. But anyways, we're gonna do a word of the day. We haven't did a word in a day since we did that 5-part series. So we're gonna do a word of the day, and I'm gonna put something there that very much so that we can kind of get it. If you haven't glanced and haven't noticed this, that you can maybe go ooh, and that is the word job. Which many of us had jobs, right? We've had jobs, we work jobs. Jobs are let me give you the etymology meaning of a job: a place of work, something to be done, a task, labor. Even the word, it means a mass lump, like a cartload. Wow, work done, and then you change. What you end up doing is as you do, it's paid. It's employment, right? It's a job, and as it's a job, you end up trading your hours for usually pay or income. So you know what a job does. All of us, mostly, unless you're a child working this, but adults have had various or many jobs starting from when you had your first. In my generation, we started working at a very young age. Even in our teens had jobs. There was even programs back when I was a teen that you would work and you would get on a certain program and they pay you for maybe 8-9 weeks during summer vacation. I remember those different types of jobs that we would have. It's kind of like you're brokering your time. You're buying and you're selling as a broker your time, right? That's what you're doing. And if you notice, the very foundation of it is that you change your time to get paid. Once you are off the time, there's no pay. You only get paid when you work the time desired. So if you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. Less or more, you get paid for it. And that's kind of what it is. What's interesting about it, very interesting about it, it's spelled J-O-B, right? Job. 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 When I hear it sounded with the very English language, it sounds like ja, almost the A sound, not an O sound, right? But we know that these vowels have similar sounds and are interchangeable. That's what we learn in etymology. That's why the A, E, I, O, U are very interchangeable. The vowels are interchangeable. The vowels are taking a vowel. Vowel is very interchangeable, right? We kind of see that. And it's spelt, like I said, J-O-B. We call it a job. Now we're going to go spiritually or into, we're going to even go a little biblical aspect of this, right? We're going to go in the Bible to a book called J-O-B. But this J-O-B, of some reasons, has spelt the same way, same lettering, same actually vowel. Between the J and the B, you got the O, just like job. But this is not called job. It's called Ob, Job. And it's a Hebrew word. And actually, it's in the Hebrew, the Old Testament. And this is I'm going to tie these two together. This is where we start learning, we start decoding stuff here. This is where we start decoding the okie dokes. How you've been doked by the okie doked. And you believe, what does Stevie Wonder say? When you start believing things aren't so, superstition is your way. And we decode that stuff. That's what we're all about, decoding it, getting knowledge that you weren't taught, because even the word we went over, there's an etymology. The word for education isn't learning something outside of you and now you acquire the knowledge. It's bringing out that which was already in you. Booyah! That's the stuff, the reality. Because we're really honing in. And this is what we got to hone in is you're coming out, say you're coming out of religion, or you're just coming out of something and getting this knowledge is coming to you that the world's not the same. Maybe, and I met so many people, they don't come out of religion. They're coming just out of that. And they don't have to go through that bar stool deprogramming of religion because they don't have a religious mindset. That is actually an advantage. Some of us who have the religious mindset have to start decoding the religious mind and start depleting it, because a lot of it is an okie doke because it's programming. So here we go. The word Job. Job, if you know the story of Job, Job was a man that was persecuted because the enemy, or the Satan, told God, this guy will curse you. Just let me run a little rough shot on him, and I'll show you that he doesn't love you like you think he does, but he'll curse you. And then God said, go ahead, take your toll on him, because he'll love me no matter what. So that's kind of, real quick's the story. I know there's more to it. This ain't a Bible study. Just kind of a back of what it was. But the word Job in Hebrew, watch what it means. The word Job in Hebrew actually means literally hated and persecuted. He was hostile to, right? Others means the figurative or bad news. He had boils. He went through all these trials and tribulations, physical, this, But the key thing to me when I see it is the word persecuted, right? Persecuted and hated. Now we're going to get to it. So you got a job and you got a Job. There really ain't no difference. Spelt the same. We pronounce it the same, but it's when you know etymology, you just flip. It's not even flipping vowels here. It's the same vowel. The O, right? It's the same vowel. It's the same vowel. It's not even an E, a I, O, or U. It's not. It's the same vowel, and it means persecuted. It means persecuted and hated. I've heard people say this, talk about other things. This is the truth. I'm going to come at you if you don't know. I'm going to put something if you haven't heard it, and those who know. And if you know, you know. The biggest, and we all need money, and we've all did it, and we all still may be doing it, right? Right? The biggest, without a doubt, pyramid scheme, is your job. And I've heard people say, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. That's a pyramid. And he got a job. That's called okie doke. Why? Because in a job, the structure of the owner, or if it's a big corporation, that's who makes the bucks, not the ones doing the work on the ground. Facts. Facts. So when you look at it, it also is key. It's saying that the Job, or when you're in a job, you're actually being, come a little closer, persecuted and hated. Why? Job gives you, if you know some lingo in jobs, you're making a good income. But to know energy and frequency and vibration and how this actually works, you don't even just need in every aspect on a dualistic plane. Come on now. We want to talk the talk. In a reality of the yin and yang, the torch field, the red and blue, the black and white, the opposites. Magnetic energy, the opposites attract. You got a battery, it's got a negative and a positive. If you try to put and say your battery's drained and you need a jump of electricity energy from for your battery, which is dying with low wet cells. You need to have a jump, right? You need to have a jump. You grab two, right, handles that you put on the battery's cables on another car, or if you have another equipment that jumps the battery. If you have I forgot what they're called, or you put them on another car. You don't put the cables just on the positive. You have to put them on both the positive and negative because we live in a dualistic plane. That goes with everything, geometry and everything else. But that's deeper of this plane. So what we're talking about, back to the job. You have a good income, but they never talk about the outcome. The job never shares to you about what is the outcome, because you need an income and an outcome to be complete with your energy. So what is happening with the income? You get this limited income of being paid hourly, but there's no pay after that, right? You decide we trade our time for our hours in exactamundo. The same hours you work is the same hours you get paid. Facts. The ones at the higher, whether it's the supervisors, owners, or if it's some big corporation or company that has CEOs, they make millions. That's where all it is. It stops here, and then that's the outcome. You get the trickle down. We do as employees to the bottom. The trickle down crumbs of the income. You need to have the income and the outcome, because what happens when the income and the outcome comes, that's a whole different deal. That's why when you start looking at the word Job and job, it's the same thing. You're persecuted if you're a worker bee, because it's a 40-year plan to work 40 years, retire, and never increase anything different in the 40 years that you have. That's just facts. They call it the 40-40 plan. You work 40 hours, you're just as broke as when you first started, because the outcome is not sufficient for you. You need It is not about trading hours for time. What happens when you build something and when you're not working, it also gives you a flow. That's next level. That would be the greater outcome of what you would need to do. So the Job and job are the same word. Same word, same word, same word, same word, same word, same word. And it means persecuted. When you're on your job, it is the biggest persecution because you're talking about pyramid scam. It's a job. That's a fact. Job and job. And Job goes through all this persecution, has boils and all this in the story, right? Same thing. It's the job. Think about this. Then this is a long word of the day. I'm in my past 15 minutes. It looks like, and I usually keep word of the days around 8 to 11 minutes. But since we took a week off last week, we're gonna go a little bit longer. I just hit the 16-minute. I ain't gonna be on much longer because I usually don't like to do this all day. It'd be a different thing. But this is a word of the day. Job or Job? One more time. Job or Job? Ooh, Danny, D-boy. Spelled the same, because they are the same. When the creating of what we see here in this matrix, it's all about exploitation of energy and frequency. It all about is. It all is. One more time. Anything other, you're giving me, well, wake up. What are you saying we do? I'm saying just recognize. I know we need money to pay bills and rent. That's why some people say, well, and I'm thinking, people need to pay their rent. But there's better ways to start amplicating yourself with your own business. That's why so many people becoming entrepreneurs. I've heard other people talk about that. But also, just know how this language, that's why it's a word of the day, can cast spells. Because it's the spelling. And that's a whole different thing. But that's why etymology. Why weren't you taught it in school? You never heard the word. What's etymology training? What's etymology? The other people have it was part of the curriculum. Third grade curriculum. We're purposely not told it because you would decode. Haha. And know. It's about knowing. This channel is about knowing and decoding and knowing. Knowing myself, knowing the reality, knowing your power, knowing how to release your power. This channel is all about tweaking, using your mindset, tweaking and using your toolbox, your full toolbox that you have to tweak you on the fly when things happen a certain way, to tweak you on that fly, to be aware. Awareness is the top part of this toolbox. You need to be aware. If you go into unawareness, it's like being zoned out or going into a trance, and you really are not unaware what's happening with frequency and vibration. That's why all the metaphors of being asleep. The sleepy one, sleeping, not awake. We see it. Just go look around. But there's people waking up on different levels and degrees, and I'll stop there. That's a whole different teaching. This was about word of the day. Is it Job and Job? You all have a great day.